We'll track the price of your flight,
No,
so
the
you
thing
can
is back
decide
in the
when to
emo
book.
shop.
Hmm.
The emo
True
purple
values in
store is
Ivy
back
Tech
in the
Community
emo
College
shop.
associate degree? Well, he's in thinking. Risa then skipped over the entire post. Let's run it. Now, this is before the miscarriage, maybe somewhere late May or early June. I guess they go to a jewelry store. Ted says, pick your 3 favorite rings. Risa was like, just so y'all know, I skipped over this because it was completely unromantic. I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't. What made you think you could skip over this? The story is called Who the Heck Did We Just Marry? You can't just skip over that. She picks some, and then Ted's like, bet. I'll give you the ring when I'm ready to propose. Why do I pick this picture of this man with a perm? Not to make fun of him, but here's my perm. Just so y'all know, I was going crazy with it. Now, it's like the first week of June. Around the time where, bro, we're having flashbacks. This ain't even a TV show, we're having flashbacks. Anyway, they're having dinner. Ted slams the ring on the table. Risa was like, what is happening? Ted's like, open it. And it was the ring she wanted. She was like, oh. Then he was like, all right, so now you about to be my wife. Risa was like, well, I'm already pregnant, so sure. Now, of course, all of us in the audience like, why, Risa, why? Risa was like, look, y'all, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. His dad was an ex-police officer, ex-pastor. My family go to church, so this was important for us to get this done. Okay? Blah, 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 blah. We're back. Now, the reason why this was important is because when he said that his sister could take her to the hospital, some people were like, yo, your sister lives over here? You know, and this is why stuff gotta be in order. Because we thought you didn't know nobody in Georgia. So, guys, I'm telling you right now, this is about to be like a cluster episode. But at the end of this, I'm about to drop a bomb on y'all. So I'm gonna clean up this mess that Risa made. Now, we're back to the part where they're making an offer on this house. Just tell the builder to finish the basement. Scott heard back from the builder. So he tells Risa and Ted, we gotta talk. The builder denied the offer because he didn't want to finish that basement. Risa was like, okay, we're gonna get something else. So boom, they find another one. But this one costs $900,000. Risa was like, that's a big house, man. Can we afford this? Ted says, don't worry, we're gonna use the $750,000 from Chase, and I'll take out the rest of it with my savings. Risa was like,
Not your
okay.
savings.
Now,
A
That's like
900K house is
because he
great.
became a VP. For
if
a
you can
condiment
afford it,
company,
it ain't. But I
his
don't know if
job
you
was
can.
basically walking the floor,
Right.
checking on subordinates, whatever. He would leave the house at 6:15,
You
but you would never
show
wear
her
like a suit and
money.
tie,
That's the problem.
just like a t-shirt with the logo, like
He
somebody
just
working at
wouldn't do it.
Amazon.
Yeah,
I think this
yeah.
explains his job as a
Well,
reference
he
for
had the
lawyers that
money,
want to
but he
hear about
doesn't
land.
do right.
Now, guys,
Yeah.
around this time, it's about
Yeah, he had
His friend
money,
would
but he
have.
was
before they
just
moved
lying
into
about
the house.
everything.
But this didn't
Yeah.
go through because they had like a messed up septic tank, and it was
And my thing is, if you got all this damn money, why you steady lying about shit?
Reese's
Right.
like, we don't want it. Reese says, let's
I don't
talk.
think it's
Usually
any
people
shit
lie
though.
to hide that they ain't got no
We
money.
handle this. And
I don't
now
think that
she
was
takes
his
us
shit
back to
though.
June,
That's what I think.
before the miscarriage.
Cause
Oh, you
he
don't think it
used
was his
two.
money?
And guys, this is
Oh, that's why he didn't want to show the bank
Yeah,
accounts
cause
at
he
the
got
time,
he
Reese drove
used
a
two
2012
different
East Road.
social
in the
security.
different socials, right?
Yeah.
Whole time he probably was
Hoping the
scamming.
job said they're going to get him a
Okay,
company
okay,
car.
okay.
So this man goes on a journey and test drives all types of cars. He ends up choosing a BMW. He tells the salesman the situation and how the company's getting him a car. He tells him I need a full printout of the car, the tags, and the title, so he
I
can
hear
send
too
it
many
to his
feet.
company. Now, this is how the call went in front of him. And even in front of the salesperson, he gets on the phone. He calls the finance person at his
Oh, you
job.
gotta pay attention.
Somebody
Like
got a
he
Yo,
crown.
Tom, yeah.
he steady
The
keep
president
doing
has
that.
authorized me to get a car. Okay,
That
I'm gonna send
phone
over the
shit. You
printout.
gotta pay attention to
He
that
hangs
shit.
up. He waits 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, Tom, did you get it?
Oh shit!
Oh, okay.
I just went
Oh,
right
he's
into
not
the
there?
middle. I ain't ready.
Alright,
I
okay.
don't think
I ain't
We,
ready.
we, we can figure it out tomorrow. Okay, yeah, thank you.
they at their him
He
and watch
hangs up.
out.
He
Yeah,
tells the
well, no, you went
salesperson,
past him.
hey,
They in his
the
room.
person that does the
Oh
wire
shit! I
transfers
got
isn't there in the office right now, so we have to do this tomorrow. The salesperson says, that's cool, we can do it tomorrow.
right there.
Risa saw all this go down, and at this point she said, it looks official. There's
Oh
like no
shit!
reason I would think he was lying. On the way
Oh, right
home,
there.
Ted
One right
tells
here in the
Risa,
corner.
because he knows that she want to drive the car too. He
How
says,
the
I don't feel
hell?
safe with you driving the car, but
Ain't
Oh
no
my
way.
God,
I
ain't no
don't
way.
that I feel safe with you.
We ain't
Risa's
gonna
like,
talk about it.
cool. She says, I want the Kia. She loves Kia. So they test drive a bunch of Kias, some Ford Explorers. Ted's like, I don't like any of these. I really want to get you a BMW. So they test drive a bunch of BMWs. Ted was pushing this because back in San Diego, he had a BMW and he loved it, but it got totaled. They gave him a little money for it, and then he got the Ford. Risa test drives the BMW, and she was like, yo, this fine. Ted was like, I think I want you to test drive one more car. He was like, I want you to test drive an Audi. So they go to Audi, and she test drive that. Risa was like, yo, that's cool, too. At this point, though, Risa was like, look, man, I'm tired of testing cars. I'm tired of looking at houses. Just pick one. Ted picks the Audi. He goes to the dealership, and it's the same process. He asks for the printout. Ted says he'll pay for the whole thing with his offshore bank account, which, like, he got a lot of money in there. He tells the salesman to hold on to the car because it's still COVID, and it's going to take a while for the money to transfer. Risa said it was easy for him to make these excuses because it was lockdown, which, sure, these are some, like, valid excuses. But after everything we've seen, no, Risa, this still looks funny. He's sketch. They leave, they're in the car again. Ted gets on the phone, and guys, here's that pattern again. He calls his financial advisor. Yeah, Eric, you gotta do the transfer, $70,000. I'm gonna buy a car for my fiance. Yep, this is the bank info. Do you need me to email it, or do you want me to give it to you over the phone? Okay. Give me a few minutes, and I'm gonna email it to you, and then let me know when you received it. He hangs up. Risa was just chilling in the car. She wasn't paying attention if, like, somebody was, like, talking on the other side. Next day, Ted calls Risa. Hey, I sent the money to Audi. The car's gonna be delivered to the house. Risa's like, wait, hold on.
Me either, so I just
I
be
don't feel
picking
safe with the
one.
car being dropped off when I'm not there.
You said, what about
Can we
you?
reschedule it to a day where I'm working at home? Ted's like, okay, does this day work?
You said something about that.
She says, yep, that's cool. Ted says,
Which back bling is hers?
Next day's rolling around and Risa's waiting for the car. And no surprise,
You think about the Ninja Turtles?
doesn't show up. I don't think it was a surprise. She calls Ted. No answer. He calls back and he's like, yo, what's up? She's like, Ted, the car's not here. Like, what is going on? Do I need to do this myself? Because she know how he be. He gets defensive and he's like, look, I'll handle it. He calls back and he says, Audi says the car was stuck on the truck where the deliveries come from. Risa just laughed.
Oh my God, it's problem after problem.
Benefit of the doubt.
I think I'm gonna get
She
one
was like,
because
man,
I
I
ain't gonna be
expect
back.
this. He tells her later, the car will be there.
Just get them. If you really want to get them, just get them.
Yeah.
He had a new excuse. This turns to an argument. Risa was like, look, I'm done. I'm gonna get my own car.
That's my motto. If I gotta keep debating if I want it, I'ma just fucking get it.
The discussion never happened again. At this point, Risa believed she learned something about her man. She was like, this man gets off on the idea of getting you excited for something, knowing that you'll never get it. Sick. Until this day, she still hasn't got the car. Now remember, guys, this is still before the miscarriage. Risa brings up his family again. He got 2 brothers, 2 sisters, 2 half-brothers through the dad. He would talk to his family almost like every day on the phone. Risa would be around when they were talking.
Listen.
Now around this time,
Now
his
that,
grandma died
you
from
know,
COVID.
the part we just
Ted was
watched,
really hurt because he was really close
that's
to her.
what he's talking about. That's the egg.
He cried a lot, wasn't eating a lot. Now, here's another suspect thing that Ted did. He has a sister named Shantae. Risa has never met her. She would just see him on the phone with her sometimes. There would be times where the sister invited them over. The first time Risa denied because she's like, nah, it's COVID, I don't got time for that. The second invite, Ted didn't want to go because of COVID. Now the third invite, it gets interesting. They both accept and they start driving over. On the way there, Ted gets a call. He's like, hey sis, oh, okay. That's fine, maybe another day. Okay.
It's always something with this
He
dude.
hangs up.
Yeah.
The sister canceled, so they went back home. Risa said at the time, I didn't think it was the red flag. But for all of us here, I think we're starting to see the pattern of these phone calls, y'all. 3 weeks later, his uncle passes, and Ted becomes like a stickler with, like, COVID. He was not playing. Okay, guys, now here's the part I was trying to tell y'all.
Oh, shit.
Risa says backstory on ex-wife. Ted was married, had a nice house, caught his wife cheating. Him and the unknown man started fighting. At this time, the 17-year-old son was on the way home from school. He kicks the man out and he kicks the wife out.
Okay.
She's like, I'm not leaving without my kids. Supposedly the kids were old enough, and they said they didn't want to leave. They wanted to stay here with the dad. And remember, not the biological dad said that. So
Hell,
supposedly she
people.
leaves without her kid. Later she gets her own crib, and the kids move over there.
Yeah, who the fuck you running up on, bitch?
Out of this divorce, she still wanted spousal support. Ted said, I'm not doing child support, but I will still send money to support the kids. Now, one thing I was thinking, I don't know if you can put child support on somebody when it's not his real biological kids. Okay, I looked it up. It says you don't unless you adopt. Either way, he wanted to keep a relationship with the kids. The biological dad wanted to get milk. I don't know where he is. Instead of an ugly divorce, they became cordial with each other. 2 years later, his job gives him the opportunity to go to Georgia, which is where he meets Risa when he starts this whole story. Risa still sees him talk to the kids, helps him with homework, sometimes he sends money over to support them. The kids even want to meet Risa. She was like, okay, that's cool. Now, guys, here's the bomb that I was talking about. Risa decided to tell us in the last week of April 2020, the beginning of May, Ted's ex-wife decides to move to Georgia with the kids and everything. Risa was like, no.
Come on here.
Yeah.
You mean throughout all of this, she was here the whole time? And we're hearing this now? Has Ted been going to see his wife behind your back? And guys, I'm ending it right here on that cliffhanger. I just turned 1.5 hours to 15 minutes. If y'all be on episode 3, rip it up in the comments right now. And I'm telling you right now, episode 3 is crazy, y'all. As I always say, what do you think about this? Guys, we are becoming a problem. 1.5 mil?
I got some shockwaves.
Hey, if your partner is being secretive with their phone, you need to do this now. Most people are unaware this simple, yet powerful website exists. If you feel suspicious about a person in your life, you need to do this before it's too late.
Okay, guys, this is part 3 of Who the Heck Did I Just Marry? Before you watch this, go watch part 2. This is a story about Risa, who ended up marrying a pathological liar. When I made episode 2, all her videos was at 2 mil. They're all at 3 mil now.
Damn.
You know what to do. Get your tea and get your snacks. Because you already know this is about to be good. If you want to watch it yourself, you can go here. Bro, she's at 2.1 million. What? On episode 2, she was like 1.4. Oh my God, bro. As I said, you can watch it here. The rest of y'all, you and me. Let's go. Now, guys, where we left off, Risa takes us back to late April, early May, and she said Ted's ex-wife moved to Georgia with the kids and all. Now, at this point, I guess Risa didn't make much of a fuss about this because his ex-wife never made it seem like she wanted him back. They're only being cordial for the kids. Ted only gets a text from her like every now and then. It's not often. Personally, after everything we've heard so far, I'd be fucking tripping right now. But okay. Now, quick recap, because we're back on the main storyline in August. She got pregnant in May, lost the baby in June, she got the surgery. In July, she was still looking for houses and being promised cars. We're now in August. Ted finally gets her a car, which surprised the heck out of me. It wasn't a BMW, he got her a Nissan. By this point, Risa was tired.
You had her test driving all these to go get her a Nissan?
That's disrespectful. I thought I was wrong for a second.
Like, baby, let me get you an economy car.
Again, Ted Scott, the real estate
This man said he played in this lady's face. It is pissing me off.
Yes, she let him know.
Yeah, she did. That's a fact. She did.
The seller's like, what? I'm not accepting an offer till you show proof of funds.
Oh, thank you.
So this turns to a standoff. Risa asked other people what their opinion was on this. Some people agree with Ted, some people agree with the seller. Personally, to me, I don't know why it's so difficult to show proof of funds. The seller gives them 2 days to figure it out. They send over the Chase document for $750K. The seller's like, what? No, not the loan. You said all cash. Ted's like, I'm not showing nothing. Because y'all might try to create a bidding war. The real estate agent was like, oh my God. And I apologized to Ted because he's like, I should have had your approval letter and proof of funds for all this. My team says we now can't do work until you show proof of funds. Reese's like, Ted, show them the funds. Ted says this is unprofessional. This ain't our fault. This is your fault for not doing your job right. Reese's like, why is this so hard when you already agreed to pay the full asking price? The realtor's like, what the hell? Scott's like, look, I'm gonna go try. The seller's like, bro, hell no. We got someone else that's ready to show proof of funds. We going to them. They don't get the house. Scott's like, look, I'm done with y'all. We've already looked at 25 houses and we can't seem to get one.
They still ain't got in the house, which is killing me.
Until you're ready to show proof, go find another agent. Risa looks at 10. She's like, no. Don't you say another word. I don't want to hear nothing about no cars, houses. I just want to give you the holiday. We can talk about it next year. Ted's like, okay. This got Risa making another audio document.
My bad.
She's like, why does it always seem like something goes wrong? She has a serious talk with herself and begins to reconsider the relationship. Am I going to stay in this relationship or am I going to leave? I can't believe I stayed this long. I'm starting to see these red flags, and I hung in there because, one, I didn't want to be alone, and I dragged myself because I wanted to be married. But what if he's not lying? Does he not trust me? Does he not want to get married? What is it? I've seen the letter of his promotion where he's getting $200,000 annually. I've seen him talk to his family. He's been paying all the bills, which is like the best thing ever. But in exchange, he's effing me up mentally. And I'm not talking to nobody about it because I believe what happens at home should stay at home. Which, by the way, guys, I get that a little bit because other people could never really understand the true dynamics of your relationship. But sometimes, bro, you gonna need that outside feedback. Because these narcissistic, gaslighting, pathological lives is out here, y'all. And if you've never encountered one, yeah, it would be nice sometimes to talk to somebody. Now, Risa and Ted did not talk about cars or houses for the next 2 months. Around the time of Thanksgiving, Ted want to have a talk. He's like, look, I'm sorry. I know I effed up. I know things aren't looking good. Risa looking at him like, Ted's like, I really do want us to get married. I want us to have a house. I'll show you whatever I need to put you at ease. What do you need to know that I love you? Risa's like, okay, show me your bank accounts. He showed his checking and his Chase savings account. He didn't show the offshore account or the U.S. bank. But she said, yes, there was money in there. Now, I don't know what that means or how much money that's in there. Does that actually mean he was able to cut a check of like $700,000 for the house? I don't know. She said, listen, we buy a house, it's going through the Chase. And I ain't looking at no more houses till next year. Ted's like, okay. Now we're in December. They have another serious combo. It was about marriage and religion. They didn't like the fact they're living with each other and they almost had a baby. And they're not married. Some of their family members didn't like it either. So they made the decision to finally get married. And remember, it was still COVID. They fill out a marriage license in Georgia where they both had to put their social security number. Risa watched that man put his on there, sent the application there, and did a background check on him immediately. There was no results. She did a criminal check. Again,
you doing a background check after you done married him? You a little too late, ain't you?
Or something is going on.
This the first one.
They made their appointment at the court.
The first background check?
The last time they set it up, they had to cancel. She let her family know later, and they was like, whoa, they was surprised. Her aunt, on the other hand, was like, oh, you did? Okay, you should have invited me. They got married on January 5th. After it, they went to get some wings. The next day, she went to work. Which is crazy to me, because there ain't no way I'm going to get married, and then we're going to freaking go to Popeyes. We at least got to go to Ruth Chris. We got to go on. We got to do something romantic, bro. Ain't no way.
Somewhere, shit.
January 31st.
Not no motherfucking Wingstop.
But she ain't know how deep. She said the things that Mary could
It wasn't that serious. It was just another day in the
and
neighborhood.
usually the man could be called, but it was her. She didn't want to get overrated, but I'm pretty sure she means he wasn't trying to hit it no more. Or as often. She files paperwork.
He wasn't trying to fuck no more.
And she was like, I made this bed, so I'm just gonna lay in it. I didn't work this hard to get married just to get a divorce. Risa makes it in because people were like, why are you doing all you
This is a mess.
And it's because this situation was very traumatic for them. And there are women out here that need to hear this story so they don't do the same mistakes that she did. Now,
Oh,
Risa's
shit,
like,
I'm
guys,
going up
I'm
on
going to just
a
give you
whole,
guys a name for this man. Wait, oh my God, finally, we're on episode 3, about time. She says she calls him
watch
Legion.
out.
Which at first I'm like, Legion sounds crazy. It sounds like a bunch of like anarchist group, whatever, I don't know. So everybody say goodbye, Ted, because we're not using that no more. Now remember, after the wedding, they had 2 weeks of feast.
I see them.
Great.
Do I see him? Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah, I
Risa was
just
still
want to
Georgia
say
State Patrol. Ted's been to her job, even messing with her coworkers. But she said after those 2 weeks, Ted started getting strange. He would look at what she's wearing to work and be like, why are you dressed like that? Which it wasn't like that. I'm pretty sure it was something like a work outfit.
Oh, they down here?
Or he'd be like, you get up at 3:30, right? So you should be here by 5.
And they got a bite.
Like questions he would never ask before. Then it got to a point he would call her every day at work. And every time he heard a man in the background, he'd get weird and be like, why does it always seem like there's a man?
Bitch.
Which by the way, guys,
Where you know it's going, bitch? Wait, what's the?
That's our bud.
so now I'm looking at Legion as a left hand. I mean, we all did.
How the hell?
Cause he got the gun, don't he?
Yeah, he do.
I'm thinking like he's married to his ex-wife, so he has trust issues now. In January, he's like, baby, I'm ready to look for a house. And just like all of us, y'all, Risa was like, I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. We don't. She was like, I ain't going nowhere.
Shopping around on the
Go
video.
find a house, and if you find something that me and you both like, let me know. Otherwise, I don't want to hear it. So now we're at the
I
end of
got another
January,
med kit. Just give me.
and Legion starts working with his realtor friend named Scott. That supposedly Risa saw Legion talk to over 50 to 100 times. But just so y'all know,
I'm already
this
gone.
is a different Scott. It's not the same Scott from earlier because he don't want to work with him no more. I don't know how Legion knows so many Scotts. Either he got that many, or he's just not good at flying. Okay, I don't know. So Legion would go to work in the morning, and then after work go look at houses with Scott. And then whenever he was at houses, sometimes he would call Risa. He typically came home at 3:30, but after a while, he started coming at 4, 5, 6:30, 7 p.m. Risa noticed this, but she was just so emotionally exhausted. She was like, man, whatever. Now remember, they got married on the 4th. By the end of January, Risa was like, something is going on. And I might be in too deep by now. She tells Legion, hey, my lease ends in August. So if you can't figure this out, I'm leaving with or without you. I don't care what you do, but I'm out. I'm gonna find my own crib.
I'm
And
here.
the reason Risa wanted to move is because she had this neighbor.
Oh shit, wrong
And
way.
Legion was trying to paint this narrative that he was beefing with her. Supposedly she played loud music. She would try to flirt with him sometimes. And he said she kept having different men come over. Which that last one is just like, why do you care? Now guys, this is where episode 3 gets interesting. Because it only goes downhill from here. February goes by. So Valentine's Day is coming up, and her birthday, which ends up being the next day on the 15th.
Looking to hire medical staff, tech support, kitchen help, freight managers, you name it. ZipRecruiter delivers candidates with the right skills and
Risa says Legion did well. He went all out. On that weekend, Legion gives Risa some money to get her nails done. She pulls off in his car and heads to the shop. Then, while she's getting her nails done, she gets a text from Legion. Legion says, hey, someone was outside the house looking for you. Risa texts back like, who? Legion's like, I think it was the guy that you used to date. Now remember, in episode 1, they sat in the car after the Cheesecake Factory and got to know each other. And Risa mentioned that she dated one of her coworkers. Risa texts back like, what are you talking about? He said, I'm telling you, someone came looking for you. I told him you're not here. Risa starts panicking and she's like, who would just come to my house unannounced? Because before Legion, she worked the last shift of Amazon and wasn't talking to anyone for like a year. So who the hell was it? Risa comes home and says, what happened? Now, Legion was very calm.
Y'all got some.
He said the guy pulled up in a black Charlie.
I do.
He says, hey, can I help? He said, yeah, I'm looking for Risa. Legion was like, well, she's not here. The guy drives off. Legion was like, I'm pretty sure that was your ex. The one you dated for 2 years.
Oh shit,
Risa
you
says,
down
you
there?
think he pulled up uninvited after 2 years after not being together? He said, whoever it was, they felt too comfortable pulling up. Risa's like, who could this be? And this news just had her freaking out. Now, Legion says, from the way that you're acting about this news,
Yeah, get that hoe.
you're kind of suspect.
I'm lit. Where the other one go?
What are you talking about? He said, I told you I
They the most running motherfuckers I've ever
That's what I'm
seen.
saying.
He also did everything and your
What the hell?
that would be a violation. She's like, okay, what did he look like? And guys, he gave the most basic answers. Legion was like, why does it matter what he looked like? Risa's like, just tell
That
me.
bitch got away, bitch.
He was like, he was
Trying
shorter
to.
than me, and he had brown skin. At this point, Risa smelled the
Got
BS. She's like, I'm not playing this game. She says, did he wear a hat? Legion says no. Risa starts
Oh,
looking at
somebody
all the
sniping.
people it could have been, which is like 4 people, and one of them being me. She asked him all types of questions to cross people off the list. And there was only one left. the ex, she did it for 2 years. Legion was like, I'm sure it was the ex she dated for 2 years. Risa was like, that doesn't make any sense. She says, and it wasn't a police car. He's like, no. One thing Legion didn't know, her ex would never find a black Dodge Charger because he had to always drive one at work.
Oh
Now, there's
shit.
2 things that Legion didn't know. Risa has a security system on the door, not a ring that has a camera, but something a little different. When any of the doors in her house open, she gets a notification on her phone. It told her the door opened at 1 p.m. and closed at 1 p.m., which is less than 60 seconds. Legion says he also watched him drive away,
That was
which
me.
you have to be outside to do that. So his story and getting it all done in 60 seconds was kind of sus. The second thing that Legion didn't know, the neighbor had a Ring security camera
Not that.
that showed their driveway and Risa's driveway, and clearly. The next day, Risa texts her neighbor and says, yo, were you home yesterday? The neighbor was like, no. What's up? She said, listen, can you check your camera and see if a car pulled up to my house? She said, sure. A couple hours later, she said, hey, just check. I didn't see anything. Risa's like, not even a person walking up? The neighbor's like, nope, nothing. Risa's like, no, I've done this before. Because if E equals Legion, VS squared, he made it up. So now this is the middle of February. Legion is asleep, but Risa is still thinking about this. She's like, nobody came to this house. Why would he make that up? He wanted to see my reaction. I've been gaslit. Now, after the Black Charger incident, a few weeks later, it's like the beginning of March, they go get burgers. Legion was like, did I ever show you where my grandma was buried? Because remember, she passed from COVID. Risa was like, no, you haven't. So he takes her to the cemetery hall, and he walks around and around until he comes to this hill. He's like, this is it. This is the tombstone. Risa looks at the tombstone, and it say John and Jane Doe. He was like, they buried her with my grandma. Risa's like, oh,
What?
okay.
What?
And when it comes to death, Risa just believes you because like, she don't play about that. So
Ooh, I'm in the storm. I'm in the storm. I'm in the storm. I'm in the
Risa's like,
storm.
hey, you see that building over there?
Oh fuck me.
That NCR? Risa's like, yeah. He says, our company just bought the building behind it. We're gonna have operations over here.
Lie after lie after lie.
In the middle of downtown Atlanta.
Oh,
Legion says, no, only for business, not production.
Ooh.
So I'm guessing like office space. Risa's like, okay. He says, that's where I keep the company car. Risa was like, what? The
Oh, you
BMW?
need to put a scope
She
on
said,
it. I'll take you there.
take me to your office. Legion's
Oh,
like,
shit.
I
Where the
mean,
hell is that coming from?
I can. So he gets off on the next exit.
Oh shit! In front of us.
Y'all. He tells Risa he's calling Willie, the head of security. Yeah,
Oh, where?
yeah,
Yeah,
man,
on the roof. Watch out.
is the
Oh,
building open?
true. Oh, I see
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah, I want to take my wife
Yeah,
in to
we
see the
gotta go that
office.
way.
Uh-huh. Oh, you're not? Well, is Mr. Justin working?
Oh, it's just us and them.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, my yell is so
Oh
funny.
yeah. Oh, they can
So
come
is there
find
anyone that
me.
can get me in the building? Cause yeah, I got my ID, but we're on the weekend long. You know? Okay. Yeah, okay. Alright, let me know. He hang up. Y'all see how I did that? This is like the epitome of Legion's phone calls. So now guys, at this point, I'm telling you right now, I will never again believe that someone is on the other side of that phone call. He tells Risa, yeah, the people that I need are, the building is locked. My dad
Oh,
won't get
shit.
Oh.
we hear back from them, but nobody calls back, y'all. So they turn around and just head home. Reese is like, shocker.
They follow
Oh,
us.
fuck.
Now the company car was a charcoal gray BMW. Till this day,
Okay,
she's
I
never
don't
seen the
know if he
car.
gonna make
He only showed her pictures.
Oh, fuck.
That white
He's taking too much.
Drives to Midtown, switches cars, and then heads over to Duluth. So he switches cars on the way back. He's never brought the car home. And this is after she was promised the BMW X5. So Risa was still salty about this.
Fuck, I'm in the
She's like, I
storm.
don't care.
The ball trying to get it.
He would often call her from
This
the
bitch over here fucking healing, or are they not?
I might just drive
Go
the
ahead, keep
BMW,
going.
which would get Risa excited. But she wanted
Oh, ooh. Get that bitch, get that bitch. Ooh.
Good shit.
to get their hopes up. But eventually, he
Hey,
stopped
I was
doing
about to take off behind this rock.
it.
You both doing the
Like,
same.
let's show the car. I'm talking about. At this point, after the headstone situation, the NCR building, and the office not being open,
Damn, Kiki
she was starting to get numb.